welcome to Pick Central. I'm your new full-time host, Adam Smith. Pleasure. To the left of me, I have Double Vodka Don. To the right of me, I got the balls. Obviously, everybody is traveling back from March Madness adventures down in New Orleans. TJ, what we got, an update on that?
PJ left at 9, I think.
Okay.
So
Who is honored on that private jet?
I think it was most of our guys.
Most of our guys. Besides you?
I left early so I could be here on time for the show.
And there's a man who knows a commitment. There's a man who knows a commitment. TJ coming from a week-long adventure in the bayou to get back here on time. Call-heavy show, obviously. I say that as I completely forgot the computer for the calls. But we'll get that in there. And it's a big week, people. It's a big week. We got opening day, Major League Baseball. Tigers back. Stephen A. Smith got ball sacked. We'll talk about that a little bit. But first, we have to discuss, obviously, what happened over the weekend and culminating in last night. Congratulations to the champion, Ben Mintz, on a week well done.
Did it again.
He did it again. He overshadowed the champion Kansas Jayhawks and the UNC Tar Heels with being Ben Mintz. The Mincy Tour started hot and it finished even hotter.
Do you see his? He made a little checklist. He actually, I believe, anointed this one the best leg of the tour.
How couldn't it have been? How couldn't it have been? I'm not sure if you have it.
He saw his 947th widespread panic show. He raised a shit ton of money for pediatric cancer.
And the cherry on top was the 1 frame per second video last night. That was absolutely fantastic.
Magical.
Live from the National Championship. That was absolutely beautiful. No one else could pull that off. I don't know how he did it. I know a lot of the comments were saying, I don't know if your phone is from the 1800s or from 2027, but it was just beautiful. It was electric.
Full Tarantino Mintz. It was a scene straight out of Reservoir Dogs.
Did you
The definition is so good.
It's on top, you just gotta love it. I'm coming down much more, but that's not what it's about. I just got to see the NBA National Championship game. First college basketball title game they've ever seen. Atmosphere is unreal. Kansas fans looking here. Glad I covered the Carolina plus 4, but the Warriors lucky to be in a Superdome tonight. Epic back and forth game. Love sports, can't beat it.
It looks like it's in 4K. You could hear him perfectly, and then the frames per second is just.
Oh, it's full stop motion. We need to get
it's like a sketch. One of those books. What do they call those things? That's a flip book.
Mm-hmm. And we need to get a stop animation of that at some point.
You see Milmore made a video of it in black and white, and he was like, it looks like he's rap battling. Without the audio, it's so funny because the way he's just like moving his hands is so funny.
He's wearing the honker shirt, and the most underrated part about that is what he's saying, which is nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Kansas won the championship. It's pandemonium here.
And he ends it with
Carolina covered plus 4.
And he ends it with sports are fun. Can't beat them. I mean, are sports fun?
Yeah. I mean,
not wrong.
I learned sports are fun this year when it was who was it? Alabama, Ole Miss, and it was loud in Alabama. That was the GOAT quote of all time.
So Mincy, he'll be back tomorrow. A well-deserved day off for the Mincy Tour. Can't wait to have him back in the office. But gentlemen, obviously Kansas UNC last night. Down, 16 in the first half. One of the biggest comebacks of all time. Hubert Davis with a great speech going in after a timeout, and they go rattle off, 16 straight UNC. And the story of the game, in my mind, other than the comeback, was, and it's not going to be a story at all, fortunately or unfortunately, is I want your guys' thoughts on the quote-unquote sportsmanship play. Thank God Kansas ended up winning that game.
Yeah, it almost weirdly, it was funny because I thought in the moment, I was like, I feel like that's going to be like a karma play on them. Big time karma play. I mean, I would have driven it to the basket.
Well, it was a karma play. Like, McCormick actually scored.
It was just wild. They literally pulled it out.
Has there been a situation in sports history where that has come through? And I know I had a conversation this morning with Hubs, of all people, where he brought up a good point that it might not have been sportsmanship, which everybody is like saying what it is. It might have just been trying to slow down the clock, trying to take a dive on the 1 yard line and run it out.
Yeah, I kind of was envisioning it being that. I wasn't even really thinking about them not going to the whole on the 5-on-4. I kind of thought they were just slowing down the clock.
But there was enough time left, and the game was close enough.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you go score.
Once again, I'm a
With a
big
clear 5-on-4.
like I believe in karma, like you said. I think it's real. I think it's legit, and it worked out for them. So good for them. I'm happy it did.
But imagine having Kansas money line like some of us did in a couple like parlay, or being Mattress Mac and having $4.5 million on the line on the Barstool Sportsbook, and you're 5-on-4 with your best defender limping back, and Kansas didn't do dick.
It took him an hour to get back. He literally was on one leg. I mean, I was on UNC, so I was ecstatic. I mean, if I'm at Kansas, I'm screaming at them to take the ball to the hole.
An actual miracle cover by UNC.
Well, that's actually something I want to bring up too. I can't stop thinking about this. The way the broadcast handled that out of bounds, they acted like it was. They acted like nothing happened. I was like, do you realize how like they had the ball up 3, they just turned it over immediately. Now UNC has like a good look to tie the game. Like they were acting like it was like a whatever play 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Like they gave it no emotion,
None.
no. I was like, that's a massive, astronomical play in the game.
And that's coming from who was not Grant Hill, who was the other color commentator?
What's his fucking name?
Just interrupting every fucking play, saying whether it's a good play, bad play, great shot, bad shot. He's like talking in your backswing every single fucking time. And there's no emotion.
I just didn't understand how that, like, a play of that magnitude got zero juice. Because it was even, I was sitting there by myself on my couch watching it last night, and I'm like, is he not? I'm like, what are they not? Did they not realize he stepped out of bounds? But then they're like, oh yep, like he stepped out. I'm just like, what do you? I'm like, that's a potentially game flipping play.
Bill Rafferty?
Yeah, sounds right.
I think it was Rafferty.
It's either him or Jim Nance.
No, it wasn't Nance. It wasn't Nance for sure.
You know what I've decided I'm retiring from, though? I think I'm truly going to retire from this in all
Where are you retiring
sports.
from, balls?
Betting the over in championship games.
Yeah, it was a little rough.
It's got.
That was rough.
The other, like Saturday night, I'm sitting there. We were in Hoboken Saturday night, so I'm playing on the Barstool Sportsbook app. I take the over in friggin' second half over the Duke game. That wins, so I throw some cash on Denny Hamlin to win on Sunday. That one, so I had some cash in my account. And before I left New Jersey, I said, okay, let me bet both the over in the women's championship Sunday and the men's Monday. Pretty decent cash on both. Lost both. Not even close to both. I think from now on, I'm going to start doing like alternate unders in the championship games. In anything, in any sport. In hockey, in football, in basketball, in baseball, everything.
Alternate unders.
I think I might for championship games.
But see, the girls one appropriate. Like that just was way under. The UNC one, like that, or the last night one, the pace was there. The shot making just wasn't there. The pace was there all night. They were up and down all night.
Yeah.
Neither of them just made a lot of shots.
It seems like anything, just real legit games. I mean, what was the weekend? Elite 8 Sweet 16 weekend. They played 13 games. They played 12 games. The under was 1-11. It's got to end. We got to stop doing overs in the playoffs. I think I'm going to retire from it.
Do it. The alternate unders.
Like
Huge.
round 1, it was sick. The Boston overs were sick. But when you're going Elite 8, Sweet 16, and what did the Final 4 games do? How did the Final 4 games do? Off the top of my head.
The
Kansas covered easily.
UNC went over.
UNC went over.
2-0.
I believe did the.
I think so.
Villanova-
I think they both did go over.
Yeah.
So that is based off that, in the last 15 games of the year, it was 3-12 the over. In the last 15 games of the year, from the Sweet 16 to the final game, it was 3-12.
Ooh, you might have a problem, Ballsy.
What?
What if we're doing an overs club?
That's a fact. Like, I mean, that's the thing. Hopefully the games, they can still go over, and I will bet it if we do an overs club. But it's just that when you're in crunch time, the games don't go over. It happens with the NBA too. When people actually play defense, they just don't go over. It sucks.
One last note about last night. Bill Self, where is he ranked now? Getting 2. I mean, 2 that's where you're cemented.
You're locked in. You're locked in the top. I mean, top 10 for sure. I mean,
Well,
when you're saying,
okay, who else?
You're saying all time or like that's still kind of active right now?
Yeah, all time. But
Top
I mean,
10 for
you win one. It's like, okay, you got things cooking. But you can luck into one.
Well, 2, it's officially not a fluke. 2, you're legit.
It's Kansas though.
I mean, he won 2. He's been to 4 Final Fours.
Yeah.
4 Final Fours, 2 national championships. I mean, you're locked in as one of the best coaches of all time.
You give a call. What's the number here?
888-786-6522. 888-786-6522. We want to hear from you, people.
Want to hear from
Where do we think Jay Wright is on the all-time list right now?
right up there with Bill Self. And he's got.
I would put him over Bill Self.
I would still put him ahead of Bill Self.
If
he's done more with less.
If he wins another one, and he's 60 years old, he's got at least 10 years left. He's not going anywhere. If he wins another one, he's in
top 5.
Yeah, he's in legendary status
For sure.
Especially
where Nova was like. Obviously, they had some what they won the championship in '85 over Georgetown, the big upset. But they weren't like some they're not a traditional blue blood. He's kind of made them a blue blood on his own.
Kansas, UNC, NBA last week, pretty much. Masters, Tigers back. We're going to talk about baseball futures, too. Let's go to the calls. We got John, Michigan. What's up, Johnny?
What's up, boys? Pumped for opening day, Thursday. Detroit Tigers are a sleeper team this year in the AL Central. We just traded for Austin Meadows last night from the Rays. Hoping for a big year from Javi Baez. And we have the 2020 number 1 pick, Spencer Torkelson, at first base. Baseball is better when the Tigers are good. We will be playing baseball in late October. Hammer the over 77.5 wins, and Tigers to make the playoffs plus 450 on the Barstool Sports book.
That's a high over for them.
You think so?
It seems like it. I just remember, 2-3 years ago, the Tigers winning 50 games.
But so we were talking before. I said I did kind of my first big deep dive into baseball last week that it's coming up, and I kind of circled 5 or 6 teams that I think are going to be better than people think. The Tigers were near the top of the list. They added Erod, who's Yankee fans have seen him a lot. He's not he's not an ace, but I mean a good pitcher to add the rotation. I also obviously they signed Baez. They just traded for Meadows. Also, they finished the year so well last year, and I do think you can kind of discuss whether that momentum kind of carries in the next year. I just think with the good young core that they have, I just think they're going to be much better. I also love that they put Torque on the starting the opening day lineup because so many of these teams hold guys back for a few years, keep that extra year arbitration. They did it with him, and the Mariners are doing it with their guy as well. I really appreciate that. I think the Tigers are going to be really good this year. I think they're above 500 team this year.
Well, that would call out the 77.5.
That's what I'm saying. I like the over. I think they're better than people giving them credit right now.
We got to comment on though. I feel bad because that guy seemed very passionate about the Tigers. That baseball's better with the Detroit Tigers.
I knew that was where this going.
Do you remember the?
I kind of. It is pretty sick when the Tigers are good, but they're the Detroit Tigers. Not
Sparky Anderson balls.
I feel
a book one time.
There is something about the Tigers though that they do have that old school vintage baseball team feel. Yep. But that's just not a sentence you expect to hear.
The Tigers were making World Series in the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
A couple more.
Maglio Ordonez.
Yeah, when Verlander was there, I wouldn't say necessarily the baseball was any better than when it wasn't.
I would say though, when I think of classic MLB teams, they are up there.
Yeah, possibly. 77.5 though. I guess I like it. Is Miggy back, or he called quits?
No, he's playing.
Oh Jesus!
I'm sure he'll be slotted 5 in the rotation.
Appreciate it, John.
5 in the lineup. I mean, excuse me.
Mark from Philly. More MOB. What do you got, Mark?
Sup, fellas? Shout out to Kansas last night for running out of bounds and allowing UNC to cover 4.5. That would have been a painful loss with a halftime lead. As Big Ev tweeted, good teams win, great teams cover. But it's almost baseball season. One of my favorite things to bet on is MLB stat leaders, and I've hit some crazy long shots. This isn't too much of a long shot, but still a crazy value in my opinion. Julio Urias at 20-1 on the Barstool Sportsbook to lead the MLB in wins. He led the league last year at 20 wins. Second place was 3 behind him at 17 with Adam Wainwright. And third place was 4 wins behind him at 16. He stayed healthy last year. He's coming into the year healthy. He's absolutely filthy, looked great in spring training. And he's on the Dodgers, who feel like a lock to win 100-plus games and rake. And not to mention, a couple top contenders to lead the league in wins on potentially good teams are already hurt with guys like Scherzer, DeGrom, Lance Lynn already banged up. So give me Julio Urias at 20-1 to lead the MLB in wins.
I don't hate that right now. It's 7-1 with Walker Buehler, who just you'd assume that he's going to win every single time he takes the mound. That with the Dodgers as well. But that's some good thinking with just some unknown, not necessarily unknown, but just undervalued player getting wins to call out the season there.
I mean, it's what he said. The Dodgers, you just know they're going to win a shit ton of games. You know you're going to get a ton of run support.
I'm trying to get
and giving me 20-1 on the guy who literally led the league last year by a wide margin at 20 wins, and it doesn't seem like anything's changed. I think that's like one of my favorite values I've ever seen in terms of stat leaders in the MLB.
We got some wild lines on the Barstool Sportsbook. You can bet on individual strikeouts. You can bet on the longest home run. Over under 495.5 for the longest home run. Over?
I think
Schwarber just hit one 650 feet in Clearwater.
Oh no, NASA's tracking that bitch. But Miguel Sano is favored plus 900 to hit the longest home run. I mean, it seems like Vladdy plus 1,000. Aaron Judge. I mean, Stanton could just whip out his dick and hit one 600 feet whenever he wants.
Did you just call Miguel Sano?
Sure, why not?
You're so bad at pronunciation.
Sano.
How are you, dude? We were playing the dozen a couple weeks ago, and Smitty was like, and the answer to the question was Dan Haran. It's Dan Harron. Like, how are you so bad at pronunciation?
Covering all bases.
I watched that episode. I was surprised by that too, as someone who watches as much baseball as you do.
Covering all bases.
Dan Haran was.
It's not a big deal. It's just whatever. But Sano and Haran.
Hey, don't worry about it.
You want to know who will be a sneaky one to throw a longest home run on? I don't even know where he's on there, and he's gone from my team now. Gary Sanchez hits nukes.
Especially in
Sneaky.
He might be the major league leader in the Twins.
He'll this year he'll hit 40 home runs and have 125 RBIs and all of a sudden be able to stop anything that comes behind the home plate. But he's sneaky, hits bombs.
Bryce Harper too.
Bryce Harper's up there.
Yeah, plus 1,300.
Urban Burns.
Appreciate it, Mark from Philly. We go over some MLB futures right now. I love a couple of these. Right now, the Red Sox. Can you tell me what you think about these? Over under 84.5. The Red Sox are just going to barely be an over 500 team.
Yeah, I feel like they're doing.
Now that divisions.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think part of it's probably just how good the division is, how much talent there is. I mean, the Blue Jays look, unreal.
They do, and they're slated 92.5, and of course you got the Yankees, and the Rays are just going to win 90 no matter what. 84.5, though, I mean, you got to figure the Red Sox are at least going to be in playoff contention, which means at least 85 wins.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm biased, but I guess I'll take my bias out for a second. I just knee-jerk, I don't hate it. It definitely seems a little bit low.
Couple more real quick. White Sox under 93.5 wins. Fuck the White Sox. Fuck White Sox, Dave. They're going to run away with that division like they did last year. So they're going to win 90 games, but they'll win 80 by July and basically give up like they did last year. And White Sox, Dave, going, smash the lefty, and they can't do fucking dick. And it carries over to the playoffs, and they'll lose in the first round again.
Gio opening day. Can't wait.
Oh, I love me some Gio.
Love
me some Gio. I sprinkle a little for his Cy Young, but they just fell off last year with consistency. And 93.5, that's just a lot. I think they win 90, 91, 93.5, no go. Angels, 84.5. This is the year. This is the year with Syndergaard in the Cy Young race.
Syndergaard stinks.
They make
Get the fuck out of here.
that they make the playoffs. 12 teams making. Angels are making a comeback. Trout MVP again.
Ever since I knew, which this is going back literally to the old office years ago, that Eric Hubbs owns real estate in his head for saying he was a pussy for sitting out with a sprained finger. Noah Syndergaard is a mental midget.
Yeah, but he's on the Angels now, at least.
Yeah, so
you can be a mental midget in Anaheim.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
He's been slinging it this spring training.
Which, by the way, was the clip I saw the other night of Ohtani hitting a home run real? Was that a real crowd for a spring training game?
Yeah, I didn't see it.
It was fucking nuts.
Fact.
It was Sunday night. I think they were doing it in the Angels Stadium, and it was against the Dodgers. And it sounded like it was an October game. It was crazy. I don't know if it was real. I looked it up. It was real.
Possibly.
It was wild.
The Anaheim fans coming out.
It was crazy.
Some spring training baseball.
It literally looked like a World Series game.
Mark the Angels. Noah Syndergaard. Call him daddy. Oakland A's under 68.5. Love that too. I mean, they're
under
full
60.5.
Yeah,
they are in
full
tank mode, but still,
full tank mode.
they're just they're just one of those weird teams. Somehow they'll win 78 games.
I was under the Mariners 84.5. I'm kind of thinking that now. I thought they came back down to earth a little bit this year, but that seems like a very, very accurate line.
So they were a team I had circled too, just because they made so many they picked up so many free agents and made some trades and stuff like that. But you realize that last year they had they almost made the playoffs. They were above 500. They were like minus 40 in run differential last year. So basically saying that last year they were like very lucky to be where they're at.
For sure.
But I'm kind of a believer in them still this year though. Like I think they picked up Jesse Winkler, Suarez, I wrote it down.
No, they're going to be in the mix. They're going to be in the hunt.
Oh, Robbie Ray and Adam Frazier?
Yeah, they did. Robbie Ray, he's won the Cy Young.
Won the Cy Young last year.
All right, Dickey won the Cy Young as well.
He's on a knuckleballer.
I know it's completely
80-year-old knuckleballer.
Apple and oranges.
Adam Frazier's a stud.
I wouldn't call him a stud. He's consistent.
But I mean,
got a good lefty bat.
That's going to hit 300 for you.
Well, Texas leaguers left and right.
What do you mean?
Granted, it's a pitcher's ballpark. I'm afraid he's a contact guy.
But you don't want that. You don't want a guy that's going to bat 300 batting one for you.
Look, I don't hate Adam Frazier. I think he's a solid ball player. To call him a stud, I think that's a little bit of a stretch.
I mean, if you're going to consistently bat 300 for me, I'm going to give you the stud.
If you're a lefty and with that, I don't know whether he plays against a shift or not, but if he plays against a shift and isn't batting 300, there's something wrong with him because he should be laying one down 3 times a game. He should bat 700.
He's a very good hitter.
Guarantee he doesn't go against a shift. Mets under 88.5 wins. I'm surprised that isn't 80 right now.
Why?
What do you mean, why, balls?
They're still going to be fucking good.
Really? Define good. Were they good last year?
They were average last year. I think they're going to be better than they were last year. They have improvements. We got Cano, we got fucking Marte, we got Eduardo Escobar. And even though DeGrom is pretty much dead, which I'm very, very close to just chalking it up for him, just make him like look at the flowers and just get out of here. But, I mean, we got Scherzer, obviously. We got friggin' Bassett.
Do you have Scherzer?
Yeah,
who's your opening? Who's your opening
pitching game too? I think we're doing a bullpen game.
Yeah. Who's your opening?
Scherzer said he's pitching game 2.
Jared Eichhoff is your opening.
Scherzer said he's pitching game 2. If Scherzer's ready to go, basically in my eyes, we're just replacing DeGrom last year with Scherzer. And like Buck Showalter said, we're picking up DeGrom at the trade deadline. How about that one?
Look, I am not saying that the Mets are going to be decent or okay. I bet you they might be leading the East by the All-Star break. 88 wins for them is a lot. I'm saying like 85, 86.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I know probably with our luck, Scherzer will get hurt, and that will absolutely screw us. But the lineup should be better than last year, obviously. Fucking Marte is low-key such a good pickup. I'm very, very excited about Marte. I mean, obviously, like, there's no point if you even talking about this because it all depends on DeGrom and Scherzer. Which I was just looking, actually, on the season leaders on the Barstool Sports book. The season leaders thing, the strikeouts, they have Cole as the favorite at plus 350. Then Scherzer, DeGrom, and Wheeler are all plus 700. DeGrom and Scherzer, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, Wheeler pitched the most innings in the game.
I would kind of low-key take a shot at Wheeler, though, again. I mean, he was only a few off in the lead last year. I would take a shot at
He's
Wheeler.
already missing his opening day start. He pitched the
he?
most innings. Yeah, he's coming back from the
that.
Mets here. He's pitched the most innings in the league last year. I'm going to back the guy, but it's going to be tough to recreate what he did last year. It just is.
And then I would honestly, why not just go with Cole at plus 350?
I mean, you almost
probably going to happen.
You almost.
Scherzer, it would be shocking if he pitches all year, sadly.
Other NL East, Nats full tank mode like the A's, 74 wins, and the Phillies 86.5. That's like, I like them to go over, but that's like perfect for them. They're going to finish with 86 wins. Like on the die. If I can bet the Phillies to finish with 86 wins, they will finish.
Dude, the Phillies are like dogs, though. They're just some dudes that fucking rake.
They're going to be
some dudes that rake.
They're going to be very enjoyable to watch. I can't wait to go out and see them. Citizens Bank.
I feel like they're almost like going to be the Broad Street Bullies of baseball.
Oh, they're Broad Street Bombers.
Yeah, is that what they're calling them already?
That's what we call them.
Oh, really?
Sure, it's out.
I didn't even know that.
Sure, it's out.
Oh yeah.
Shameless plug. First time, long time. Ronan and mine Philly podcast for Barstool. We got Bryce Harper tomorrow. We're supposed to have
Bryce Harper.
We got Bryce Harper.
That's pretty sick.
Launching tomorrow. It's supposed to be like a 20-minute interview, but it ended up being like an hour and 15, and he was as honest and upfront about everything. Not just
that's awesome.
Not just Philly stuff, which is awesome, but he went into when he was being courted, free agency, went into a lot of details about the White Sox, about how he didn't sign with them, threw in some Yankees talk in there that you're going to have to listen to, Big Ev.
About the Yankees courting him, or?
You're going to have to listen. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Long time
I did not know that information.
Do you think you're now friends with Bryce Harper?
I am actively trying to get our kids on play dates.
Really?
I figure that's the way.
That's a good move.
That's a good move, yeah.
That's the way. Stick the wife on his wife, let him go. You know the wife is very
She's very
sociable,
bubbly, friendly,
yes.
I guess.
Yes, exactly. So shameless plug, but look into that. Also, rookie of the year. No chance in Shysta that this happens, but Mickey Moniak plus 6,600. He's a number 1 overall pick. Granted, not a prototypical number 1 overall pick. It was basically a down year that year, but the Phillies basically casted him out as being nothing. He's going to be at minimum in a platoon position at center field this year. He's probably going to win the job over Matt Vierling soon. He's had an absolute bananas preseason at spring training, and he's filled out 6,600. I'm just saying it right now. Take a look.
What are the other? Because there's a lot of good rookies this year.
There are
a lot of like Torkelson
and they're all coming up right away.
Detroit, like Bobby Witt, and I've heard like crazy stuff.
I like Shane Baz. Shane Baz thinks it'd be really good too. The
Witt
Rays
from,
pitcher.
whatchamacallit, from the Royals. I feel like everyone's been sucking his dick. And the kid, Rodriguez from Seattle? That's his name, right? I think it's Joey Rodriguez or something like that. I've heard I know Witt and Rodriguez I've heard a lot.
Bobby Witt in the AL is favored right now, plus 300.
There really is a lot of stuff that looks good. Like, once again,
There's everything.
Once again, I don't want to be a fucking a homer, but just looking at this, Pete Alonso 11-1 to lead the league in home runs. Not bad. That's not bad at all.
Julio
Trey Turner 10-1 to lead the league in runs scored.
I love that actually.
10-1 Trey Turner.
I actually love
He's
that.
Gonna bat leadoff probably or second.
Oh my, yeah.
The only guys ahead of him is Bichette, Soto, Tatis, and Acuda. I would take a shot with Trey Turner 10-1 to score the most runs.
And they're gonna score a shit ton of runs.
They're gonna score 1,000,000 runs.
Just as we were talking, Julio Rodriguez went from plus 600 to plus 525.
There you go.
As we were talking, Adley Rushman,
for
the product for the Orioles.
Catcher,
I'm excited to see what he can do. That's AL Rookie of the Year. Yeah, NL O'Neal Cruz, Hunter Green, C.J. Abrams, Bryson Stott, another Philly, Sixto Sanchez. Like, if he's winning Rookie of the Year, he might be up for Cy Young.
Oh, yeah.
He's got stuff, plus 1,100.
That's a team that I circled that I think is going to be better than people think is the Marlins.
But how much better? They always stick around, and they always beat the Phillies 100 times.
They made some nice pickups. Like, they get him back. They picked up Joey Wendell. They picked up Jorge Soler.
Joey Wendell, D2 product.
Avisail Garcia.
Sandy Alacarta throws heat.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you had two stud pitchers like that. You make your lineup a little better. Also, sneaky, the Cubs I think are going to be better than people think. I don't think they're going to be great because I think people are very down on them. I'm just saying for their team total over. They're a team I'm looking at early in the year that I think you're going to get some strong plus money on that can win some games.
Again, get your calls in 888-786-6522. We're going to get to you. But the big tournament took a lot out of us, but we made sure to stay hydrated throughout with Body Armor Edge. Bam! From the makers of our favorite sports drink, Body Armor Edge has 100 milligrams of caffeine and 1,000 milligrams of electrolytes to keep you going through another crazy tournament. Plus, it's got antioxidants, balls, B vitamins, no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. It's more than a sports drink. It's Body Armor Edge. They just came out with 2 new flavors, Strawberry Slam and Watermelon Wave. Recover from the highs and lows of the tournament with our favorite sports drink, plus caffeine, Body Armor Edge. You can find Body Armor Edge at 7-Eleven or order on Amazon. Get your Bezos on. Body Armor Edge. Get it done. Delicious. Za, what happened to Arsenal?
I don't want to talk about it, Smitty. It was such embarrassing, man.
Can I just say that me and Za went out Saturday night, and as we were sitting there, he was a little tuned in, no big deal, but he grabbed me and he was like, "Balls, you kept talking about relegation. We're going top 4, we're going top 4.
It's in jeopardy now. So it's not over.
Wait,
but
where are you? What are you ranked right now?
So we are 5th, tie on points with Tottenham. There are 9 games to go in the season. They have a better goal difference than us by 5. However, our run-in and our fixtures that we have left are not looking good. So, yes, mathematically, it's still very possible we'll finish ahead of him if we win all our games. But realistically,
But you're nowhere near relegation.
We're nowhere near relegation. It's more Champions League now that we're going for.
What happens if they're relegated? What do you do?
I think that's your life ends.
So it's never happened in Arsenal's history. I believe it's us and Everton are the only 2 clubs left that have never been relegated. So I don't know. I don't know what I would do.
Question:
it's never happened.
When was the last time you were in the Champions League?
Champions League was 2016, I believe.
Oh, so you've seen that before.
20
That's
yeah,
not
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I grew up in the Champions League.
Damn.
I am the champions.
Yeah.
So I'm not the Champions League, but I grew up in the Champions League. It's not looking good, Smitty.
8-8. We're rooting for you, Zah. Hopefully we get the month-long season cash prize back. I take it down. We get another parlay for the boys and girls out there for $300K, and you can lose it
Maybe
before
not blow it first.
Yeah, before the sun
Before
fucking
anyone wakes
rises. Freaking guy. Like put what was it? 300 to win 300K. Have everybody make a bet. You know, trying to be nice for everybody. Trying to sweat on a Saturday. Everyone puts in their picks. Zah, like 6 a.m. pitch start.
My anxiety was through the roof waiting for someone else to lose, and I forgot who it was that lost next that same day, and I was like, thank the fuck.
Those picks actually went like 8-2 as well.
Yeah.
They were
great picks.
Yeah. Oh, well, Zah, we didn't make it
except
out
for
of
my
the
end.
fucking sunrise.
You know, it's better that way, though.
Is it?
I mean, you'd rather lose the first one than the last one.
I don't. Not if I'm cashing it out.
I guess I'm not a cash. Yeah, in that situation, you're not going to cash out.
I don't know. Maybe you see what 200K just sprinkling right in front of you.
Imagine.
Maybe you're gonna cash out instead of riding the fucking Royals Tigers game over.
Yeah, fair.
First 5 over. 888-786-6522. Going to Derek. Derek got a little NHL action. What's up, Derek?
What's going on, guys? Glennie, I just wanted to point out a point you made early in the show. National championship unders are definitely the play now. There's just too many casuals who turn on the game and want to bet the over. Last night, there was 83% of the handle on the over and 75% of the bet. That's just nuts. You got to take the under there.
Hey, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. But I think from now on, if you're in a Barstool Sports Big State in a national championship game, we just got to not bet it and then take the second half over.
Well, I got you with a great over tonight. This has Overs Club written all over it. It's Florida and Toronto over 7.
Oh my God, that sounds like it's going to be 7-6.
Goals galore.
Yep, that is exactly what it's going to be. These are the top 2 offenses in hockey. Even with the number being 7, Toronto has covered that in 5 straight. Florida has covered that in 4 of 5. This is over, probably 12 goals.
The only thing that would scare me about that, though, is didn't Toronto play last night and Matthews already had Hattie last night?
Yeah, they won 6-2.
Yep, but Toronto has actually covered on a back-to-back in 4 straight.
All right, I dig that. I enjoy it.
A great response stat.
Yeah.
Love it.
Sold.
Good man. Thank you very much, Derek. Let's go to RJ. RJPA.
What's up, guys?
It's good.
Glennie, I'm going to tell you exactly why Smitty can't pronounce anything. It's the Philly dad syndrome. My dad grew up in Bridgeport, and he was lucky to pronounce his own name right, as well as all my uncles. So,
hey, I love the explanation because it is interesting hearing Haran and what did you say, Sano?
I mean,
Miguel Sano. I'll be honest, I thought that's how you pronounce Miguel Sano.
Sano.
Yeah. Whatever. What are you going to do?
Dan Haran. Haran was great.
Whatever. I'll have some.
Dan Haran was like a reputable pitcher for like 15 years.
I'm just saying you're such a baseball fan.
I am. Whatever. I'll have some water and relax. What do you got?
I wanted to ask you guys, specifically since I'm an Eagles fan, I wanted to ask Smitty what you think of having back the Kelly Greens and then wearing black helmets with the black unis and everyone else. What other uniforms you guys are excited to see now? I know some people aren't as excited, but I like seeing something different on my screen every so often.
Yeah, I'd like bringing back the Kelly Greens. They're the greatest uniform in Eagles history. I'm at the point where I'd just rather see wins, no matter what, than uniforms. But the Kelly Greens, nostalgic. Reggie White, bring him back. Cunningham, let's go.
Yeah, the Kelly Greens is something that are so good. It perplexes me as to why they don't just wear that all the time.
Oh, it was Jeffrey Lurie's wife.
Really?
Wanted to change, or ex-wife.
Those are just perfect. The helmet, the wings on the helmet are absolutely perfect. That should be the Eagles' full-time uniform.
So much better.
It's the same thing with me and Ev are both Giants fans. It's crazy that the Giants don't wear the '80s uniforms just all the time.
The color rushes are basically the '80s. They look incredible.
The logo with the Giants block letters written across it is just so much nicer than the NY. It makes no sense why we don't just do that.
Yeah, and RJ, it kind of goes through.
I want the Bengals. I want the Bengals to do like an all white with a white helmet, like a albino tiger type thing. That'd be sick. I don't know if they will, but
yeah, bring them back. Bring them all back. I mean, the old Astros. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's go. The old Angels.
Yeah, as long as it's not crossing the line. Like I will say, as much as I love my jerseys, old time stuff. A few years ago, what was it, 10 years ago or so, when they made the Pirates wear the old school Pirates hats?
Get them out. Get them out again.
That was a little too much.
What do they call the box hats? Or
Yeah,
whatever?
that was a little too much.
Not only the choo-choo hats, but like the old school stirrups and the uncomfortable like waistbands. Bring them all back.
But there are some. You know what I love? I would love for a baseball team. I had one of these growing up. I always loved it. I would love for a baseball team to bring back. I don't think any of them have it anymore. The tank top jerseys. Do the Rockies still wear them? Maybe.
I think
that was such like a '90s feel.
See, I liked.
I didn't hate them either. The Reds,
the old
old
Diamondbacks jerseys. I thought that color scheme and it was unique. I liked it.
Like Luis Gonzalez and Ken Griffey Jr. is a red. That's what I remember.
Tank top jerseys were cool. I had a Brooklyn Cyclones tank top jersey.
You would think because baseball jerseys aren't inherently the most comfortable things, like especially growing up. You would think that those would have stuck a little more.
Yeah, see I think now more they just changed. Like now everyone wears like the baggier pants for the most part.
Everyone wears their pants all the way down now too.
Yeah,
which I thought was like the most exceedingly uncomfortable thing while playing.
I remember when I was like younger, it was the cool thing to do was like I would literally take my pants and tuck it under my cleat.
That's what I was about to say. That was the cool guy thing. To put it on the back of the cleat,
when I was like, you would literally put it under the spike so it stayed there like firm.
Well, I mean, you guys aren't astute in the art of running, but like, didn't that inhibit you a little bit?
Not at all.
When you're a power hitting first baseman,
you know? Yeah, not when I'm jogging around the bases every time.
You're a power hitting lefty first baseman.
Smitty, we didn't even touch on this. Your thoughts on the Eagles trade? Pretty big move. Like that's a big.
It took me like. It
was a lot of picks.
Nash.
A lot of picks to decipher.
Yeah, like I was on the Princeton Library window trying to figure out exactly
when Schefter
what was going
first
on.
tweeted, I just stared at it.
No idea what was going on.
10 seconds, I was like, there are so many numbers and picks in here.
Look, I said it yesterday. Howie Roseman, the Eagles GM, is the most impressive person to ever put himself in a position to pick the exact wrong person.
So basically, they had 3 picks in this first round
to 2.
Now they have 2, and then more picks later rounds.
Yes,
2 next year.
And
then 2 seconds the year after that.
Yes, they acquire more picks, more value. I like giving away a first round pick this year because there's a lot of cap money that's guaranteed that is going to have to go to those 3 first round picks, and you didn't like if you're not going to package and move up, which there's not a quarterback or something you want to do, fine. It's a great trade overall. He's still making the picks, and also the writing on the wall is on there for Jalen Hurts. This is like a very
draft the quarterback next year.
Exactly. This is a very easy PR way to kind of hey, the leader, the likable guy, still gets another year. I think they already know that he's out, which is okay because he doesn't have the arm strength to be a franchise QB in a lot of people's opinions. And you saw in the playoffs last year him get absolutely stifled like time after time again. If they build the entire team around him like the Ravens did in early Lamar Jackson, just have him be like a running quarterback and have that be the identity with the balls-worthy defense, great, but they're not going to do that. They want to bring in an actual quarterback, and he's probably not going to be the guy.
He's just like he is good. Like obviously he's great running the ball. I just think he's slightly like just not dynamic enough to go all in that style on him. Lamar just has that little bit extra, like you're willing to just like go.
And Lamar had the arm strength where he can improve as a passer. Jalen Hurts he's not going to have that Madden 99 throwing power over 9. It's always going to be 80, always.
I mean, I guess they in theory they are going to give him this year. Like if he just somehow just lit it up this year, I'm sure they would stick with him. But
I guess. But they also said that trading Carson Wentz would be like cutting off one of their fingers, and the next week he was gone. So. You can't trust anything that this team says, but I like the trade. You
think the Saints are going to draft a quarterback? You think that was the reason or no?
Well, that's also another thing. What are the Saints doing? Like, why are you giving up that much value to move up? Like,
you got to remember also. I guess it would have been maybe 4 or 5 years ago when they made that huge trade up to draft Davenport.
I thought you were talking about that huge trade Mike Ditka made to get Ricky Williams.
No. I'm still talking like this.
I'm surprised that franchise recovered from that.
Yeah. I'm still talking like this regime. Like they literally traded up, I think it was like 29-14 to take a defensive lineman who hasn't been like, he hasn't like blown your doors off.
I don't know. And also what's nice about that trade for the Eagles is the Saints are kind of in limbo right now. They could either make the playoffs with this new coach and Jameis coming back, or they can be like a legitimate top 10, top 5 pick.
I mean, we'll see. The only problem I guess I would say with that is I think their defense is too good for them to be picking that high. Like, regardless of how bad their offense is, their defense is so rock solid.
Yeah, I think they'll be pretty good.
I mean, they were hanging around with Simeon in games. Like,
we'll see. Just losing.
If Jameis is healthy for the year, I think.
First of all, they weren't hanging around with Simeon in games. They stunk. They absolutely
beat the
stunk
fucking Buccaneers like 9-0.
That's what I'm saying.
They stunk.
I mean, they lost a few late. They hung around in some games. Their defense is very good. They're not gonna be a top 5 draft pick.
We'll see. Losing Sean Payton should hurt them.
We'll find out how much it hurts.
Be nice to have Ben Mintz here to talk about it. DeCucci. The Cooch. How we doing, DeCucci?
What's going on, fellas? I'm doing well. First thing, I want to just give a shout-out to the Spittin' Chicklets fellas. They hosted a great event up in Toronto. I was able to attend, had lots of fun, so I wanted to give those guys a shout-out.
Hell yeah.
Good man.
Secondly, I got Atletico Madrid versus Man City, a little footy pick for you guys. I like Atletico Madrid +1 at +146. The Los Costaneros conceded only 1.5 goals expected during their 2 games against City's neighbors, Manchester United. And I expect Simeone to have an equally impressive defensive performance set up against Manchester City, who at times lacks the cutting edge to really break down teams who are willing to sit down in the deep block. I'll hang up and listen, guys. Thanks so much.
Appreciate that, Cooch. Sa?
You said Man City, right? +1?
Atletico Madrid.
I think he said Atletico +1.
Atletico +1.
He said +1 at
With
plus
the
money, like
logo.
+150 or 145. I think he said.
Here's the thing: the Man City, bro. The Man City front line. Those guys can break anyone down. Sterling and them. I don't know, because it's at the Etihad. First round is at the Etihad, and they're probably gonna come out strong. You know what? I personally, I don't know.
You got any picks for this afternoon at all?
I haven't really looked at the value. I haven't really looked at them, but I like. I've been looking at that Chelsea Madrid game. I don't know if they're playing today or tomorrow, but Chelsea and Real Madrid are playing at Stamford Bridge, and I like Real Madrid a lot.
All right. Questions are: what is Chelsea and Real Madrid playing in? Aren't they different leagues?
Champions League. So Champions League are
I grew
all
up in the
European
Champions
leagues.
League. Come on.
Oh no, I know what that is. So now.
Yeah, you've seen Ted Lasso.
So we're in the
balls.
knockout. We're in the knockout stages of Champions League.
So if you make the Champions League, are you not in the Premier League anymore?
No. So you play. So you got your domestic league, right? So the one you play locally. For example,
I just thought Champions League started after the Premier League, so the Premier League teams can get in.
They start all at the same time, pretty much. Well, yeah.
So theoretically, if Arsenal got into the Champions League, then they would not be in the Premier League next year.
Nope, you'll be playing both. You play both.
What?
Blows your mind, balls.
We'll save
like
this for
3
off
different
air.
seasons at once.
Whatever.
Can we get our Roy Kent merch back, or is that done?
I think they said no more Roy Kent.
Damn it.
As much as I'd love to put some more Kent merch back on sale.
We're going to get through everybody's calls, 888-786-6522. We're going to do a speed round. But first, dudes, we need to have a serious chat about your bathroom habits. It's time to quit shitty, scratchy toilet paper and switch to Dude Wipes. Balls, what do you carry around when you go out?
Dude Wipes.
That's right. The Balls does. Dude Wipes are extra large flushable wipes made with plant source fibers designed to give your butt a cleaner, more refreshing finish than TP after dropping a deuce. Is that true, Balls?
It really is true. I don't really know how people have gone so long. So many dudes I know don't use not only Dude Wipes, but wipes in general. They're just so much more wonderful, the wipes. I've always been a wipe guy, and now we have Dude Wipes sponsorship. It's absolutely fantastic.
Dude Wipes will change your life. Your butt will thank you. You never have to look at an empty toilet paper roll the same way again. They also have great other personal care products like Dude Powder and Dude Shower Body Wipes, perfect for other sticky situations. You can find everything at Amazon or Dude Wipes at Walmart and Target nationwide. Go to dudewipes.com and use code PICS20 for 20% off your order. Kyle from Montana. What's good, Kyle? Speed round. What do you got?
Hey, fellas. So just curious if you remember right before the lockout baseball in December, Hubs wrote a really good blog about there being 2 baseballs being used randomly throughout the season last year. So I was curious if you guys have heard if there was anything figured out on that end, or hopefully if they just settled on 1 ball or not going to screw with our totals this year.
Now, I don't know if this is confirmed or legitimatized or anything. But Hubs and I were talking about that exact same thing before the show, and he said that they're just using the juice balls. So blame Hubs.
Juice balls are juice. That's good news then, right?
Yeah. All right. So blame Hubs if that is inaccurate information, but that's what I.
Are we just
have
like
right
going
now.
out fully public? We're just using juice balls now?
I don't know. Was I not supposed to say that?
I have no idea.
I don't think
I don't
so.
know. I think it should be public knowledge.
Yeah, why wouldn't
not?
it be?
And good. Use the
No,
juice.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's crazy. That MLB, they just ran so poorly. Think about like what saved baseball, home runs.
Dude,
and you're trying to dead the balls. Like, what are you doing?
The MLB now, granted,
People
maybe,
want home runs.
Maybe they shouldn't go this extreme, but the Savannah Bananas are fucking incredible to watch, and their clips, and just like how much fun that they have out there.
Are they the ones
playing
they
the
like
game.
switch it or whatever? They switch.
They have like
They like change rules and shit.
Yeah, they changed rules. They had I'm not saying this will ever fly, but if you hit a ball into the stands and a fan catches it, it's an out. How great would that be during an All-Star? Try it during an All-Star game. Why not? Screw it. They have personalized walk-up music and like intros like wrestlers and shit. Now, granted, they do stuff like choreographed dances like before pitches. It's like more globetrottery.
The Yankees have walk-up music.
No, but I'm saying like actual wrestling
like entrances
for
each at
and
bat?
stuff.
Well, I think that'd be tough to sell with them trying to speed the game up.
But it's a lot more entertaining than
No, I'm here for it. I like it.
than anything else.
I mean, I'm all for juice balls. If everyone's using the juice balls, then sure. If everyone's using them, why not?
Like the pitchers, they can just go cry. No one
If
cares.
everyone's using steroids, let's use steroids. If everyone's doing it.
Oh, the kids' balls. The kids.
Except the kids. Smitty, if you were, I would love to hear this actually. If you were a Major League Baseball player, what would your walk-up song be?
Normally,
I think you have three. If I've noticed correctly, at like Mets games, you have 3 songs for your first, second, and third at bats.
well, here's the thing. During the playoffs, it's going the distance, Rocky. But you can only whip that out during the playoffs.
That's the Rocky song.
That's
No.
No, that is
That's gonna fly now,
now.
sorry.
Going the distance is a song that he fought Apollo to in the first round. That's like
does that go?
get your juices flying and go.
How's
It
that
starts with For Whom the Bell Tolls, essentially. It's a bell ringing.
Speak like the best around.
Regular season, I probably switch it up depending on mood. I love how like Chase Utley used to come up to just Cashmere, just like the riff going off. So I probably find something.
Good
old
riff is
school.
cool. Like DeGrom, whenever he warms up, but before the first inning, they play Simple Man, and it's sick. It's just like it gets in his zone.
I don't think
it's awesome.
I don't think you can go something full like Enter Sandman and just like get overly.
I've always said I want to do
pumped
Big
up.
Papa.
Yeah,
Or
there you
Big
go.
Papa. But then again, actually, shout out retired today. Todd Frazier played in the League World Series. The next Derek Jeter one time from Times River, New Jersey. It was always very soothing. He just did Fly Me to the Moon, which was quite nice.
Rutgers legend.
Rutgers legend, of course. TJ, New Jersey legend. Shout out Todd Frazier.
Trey from Memphis. Talk a little UFC. What's up, Trey?
Hey, boys. Real quick, since y'all talked about the Mariners earlier, I am all in on the Mariners this year. I got them plus 475 to win the AL West. And you mentioned Julio Rodriguez. The kid's going to be an absolute star. Take him any which way on overs you can get. It looks like he's going to be the opening day center fielder for them. I think he's ridiculously good. For the UFC, Ian Gary plus 110 on a knockout. That's the next big guy to come out of Ireland. I think he's going to be awesome. And then the Burns Kamzat match, I've got over 1.5 rounds. Kamzat hasn't been out of the first round yet, but I think it can kind of get tangled up on the ground a little bit. I don't think he's going to dispose of Burns that quickly. And even Burns at like plus 375 is great value. So I think that one goes a little long.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there, Trey.
I guess for the Ian Gary people, Ian Gary interview on Spinning Backfist coming out on Thursday. Me, Jack Mack, and Robbie interviewed him yesterday. He's a fucking character, absolute legend. Check out the new episode on Thursday.
Getting through all the calls. Got 3 left. Real quick. Sean from Maryland. What's good, Sean?
All right, guys. Shortening up what I said for the sake of speed. Rate these 3 college basketball title games for the sake of drama and intrigue. Last night's game, Carolina and Nova, and Duke and Butler.
Carolina Nova, Duke and Butler last night.
Carolina Nova won easy.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Those two, like the Marcus Page shot followed by the Chris Jenkins shot, I think is I think it's untouchable.
Yeah,
in
I think it's the
basketball.
greatest ending in
Like, just
one of the greatest ending in sports history.
Like Marcus Page hit one of the great shots of all time that no one remembers because it got topped by Chris Jenkins.
But does this question mean theoretically the hype before the game or the actual game themselves?
I thought he meant the game
The actual game itself.
Okay.
Hype before
I
the
think
game.
that's got to be
maybe
one.
Butler.
Yeah, then I would say Duke Butler too, probably.
Yeah.
Last night was a
Came
fucking
down to the
awesome,
last shot.
it was an
Last
awesome
night,
game.
Very anticlimactic also when Maddox just fell on his own feet.
Exactly. Andrew.
I think the last shot being an air ball too. Like if,
Yeah.
if they need like front rimmed it.
Gotta hit rim. Gotta hit
I
something.
love Caleb Love. That was a shame.
Andrew
He's a
from
baller.
Philly. Real quick, Andrew, we got.
Trey Turner for MVP and a little sprinkle on Nick Castellanos and Chris Bryant. What do you think?
Hey, I just said I love Trey Turner to score the most runs. I'm on the Trey Turner bandwagon. I like that.
I mean, Chris Bryant, it's like I just feel like he gave up.
No, he took the money.
Yeah, exactly. Just like, I'm going to go to Colorado. Like, if he had the will, he'd probably lead the league in homers there. But like, I don't.
I mean,
see
it's
him
just
coming out trying.
I mean, it's just a head scratcher from like more from the Rocky side. Just that like, why would you trade Arenado a year and what is it?
Yeah.
2 years ago.
And not offer, so not, and why would you not trade Trevor Story and get something for him last year?
It just no
Makes
exactly.
no sense.
It just doesn't make sense. And then you give Chris Bryant $180 million.
Love the Trey Turner MVP. Castellanos was in the mix last year. He'll throw up good numbers, but an MVP might be a little bit of a stretch. Chicago, Neil. Oh boy, what's up, Neil?
No, you're good, guys. Milos from Chicago. How we doing?
How we doing? I'll be quick, Neil.
Good. Got some quick footy picks. Gonna hammer the 3.5 over on both games today for Champions League. Liverpool, Benfica. We got Salah scoring 2+ goals today, and Mahrez for Man City scoring 2+ goals. That's it. I'll hang up. You guys talk it out.
Appreciate it. Za?
Decent picks. Decent.
We got UNC Katie here. She said she was going to pop on and have a couple things to say. And she just walked away.
She looks like she's on a mission.
Yeah, she's
looking
on a
like
mission. I don't know.
Show us the last thing.
Missed opportunity there. Let's get the picks. Ev, what do you got today?
I'll go first. We just got NBA today. I got the Magic plus 8.5. They're at home against the Cavs. I get the Hornets plus 5.5 against the Heat. The Heat are great as dogs. I like the Hornets in the spot. I got the Bucks at the Bulls laying 5.5. They lost 2 in a row, due for a big win. Bulls have kind of struggled against some of the better teams. I'm also going to add the Hawks plus 4 on the road against the Raptors. That's the card.
Raptors playing good ball though.
Heat just beat them.
Playing good ball.
They are. They're a good team. Hawks playing some good ball.
Sixers
too.
lose them in the first round. Watch. I got a bet with Smitty tonight. Sixers Pacers. Sixers. It's 11.5 at the Pacers. It's down to -5.5. And B 30-10. He's on an MVP push. He's plus money now MVP, but he's going to at least try. He's going to try. Grizzlies plus money, taking them every time they're plus money and a couple overs.
Who are they playing tonight?
Rockies at the Jazz.
I might actually. I'll have to look into that. I might add that as well.
Balls, you got anything?
I got 2 picks for you. How
There you
about
go,
that? I got
Balls.
2 picks for you. I mean, I got to say, scroll through the NBA card right now. When you got a total that's 245, you got to go with that over. There's 245 points is the total in Rockets Nets. That's on Yes Network, local TV. I will be tuning into that. And then, once again, I don't want to be called the homer, but of my hockey knowledge from what I've watched, I will definitely be taking the Rangers minus a goal and a half tonight. Played the Devils, I believe, last week or 2 weeks ago, got absolutely fucked up by the Devils. I believe we lost 7-4. They kicked our ass. Tonight, we're coming off a loss to the Flyers, lost to the Islanders. We got to bounce back. Igor's in net. They just confirmed it. So Igor in net. I think Jack Hughes is also out. So hopefully the Rangers absolutely fucking obliterate.
That Flyers loss. I was going to text you when the Flyers were up 2-0. I was going to text you to hammer the Rangers.
That's what I told my dad.
Yeah, because the Flyers are like that bad. But then again, you got Kevin Hage with the revenge shootout goal.
I was mad Kevin about that.
There's no other situation where the Flyers win that game unless Kevin Hayes is having penalties.
I was happy to see him score, though.
I was happy to see it, too. But, I mean, the Flyers lose that game 100 out of 100 times, even though they somehow won.
But, yeah, it's been annoying. I mean, we've been playing so well against the good teams, and now we lose to the fucking Islanders Friday night, lose to the Flyers the other night. So, hopefully, we got to take out the Devils tonight. And then, like I said, Igor's playing, coming off a bad game against the Devils, coming off a bad loss. Jack Hughes not playing. Rangers are going to fuck up the Devils tonight.
Last call coming in. Alex, you got to be super quick, Alex.
What's up, guys? You hear me?
We got you.
I'm a Jayhawks fan, die-hard rock chalk, but I called in because I have a bone to pick with Ev. I'll be real quick. Back in Week 10 after the NFL, I called in and told Ev and Mintz that the Patriots, after they beat the Bills in the bad weather game, would only win one game the rest of the regular season and lose in the first round of the playoffs to the Bills. They laughed at me. I'd just like an apology from Big Ev that ended up being right.
Evan?
I apologize. Congrats on the natty. I was very. There was a point in time I was very high on the Patriots.
Big win for Alex there, huh?
There
was a point in time you were high on the Patriots, and they were plus money a lot of games where you had them.
But I'll give myself some credit. It was where like I made a take and then got to a point where I pulled back on it. I made a take to take them to win the Super Bowl. They were 25-1 when I said it. Then they were 7-1 at one point. So the value was there. But then once I kind of saw them the last 4 or 5 weeks, I jumped off a little. I wasn't as bullish as I was when they were on that little run.
Hey, shootout goal was the first Flyers this year. Yes, first Flyers.
It was the first Flyers shootout goal
win.
this year.
Yeah.
Also, you see, we have our first ever. Speaking of unders, we first ever unders club this week for the Masters.
Ooh, we didn't get the Masters talk. We'll get into that tomorrow.
That's Thursday.
Full crew.
I'm gonna win.
Full crew tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Tiger.
This was kind of a shit show, put together show today. We didn't know who was going to be here. Appreciate you guys coming out. We'll be back tomorrow. Yak's up next. Mincy's back tomorrow. What's up, fellas?